Good evening, good morning, good whatever, wherever you are. We're doing a little black screen discussion because is it really what you see that matters or how you process it? Is it really what I say that matters or how I say it and how you process it? You know, we all want to learn, and in order to be a healer, you have to learn. What if I told you you could do the same thing in reverse? What if I told you if you didn't focus on learning and just healing, that learning came last and healing came first? How would that change your perception? I was a young child who hadn't really learned anything, but I could heal. I had quantum healing and hands of light, and I radiated healing as a child that stimulated growth. I was an interesting little critter. I would get sick animals and cuddle them and love them and stroke them and sense what they needed, give it to them, and focus on healing them and loving them healthily, and they would heal. And it fascinated my family to such a degree that they did some interesting things. They made beds, brought animals and seen, experimented. Like Marcus Dreher says, he's a born and bred researcher. It starts with experimentation and looking at how different things impact your mind and perception of things. Now, there's a saying that we all know. Knowledge is power, and power corrupts absolutely. What if we played a little game and filled in the gap? You see what I'm saying? Like, when we grew up, we would have to learn what words were. And they would put a sentence over here, which would be the definition of the word, with a blank. And they'd put all these words on the other side, and you'd take that, you would find the correct word to fit the blank. And you'd be like, aha, I did it right. I got the definition right. I matched the word up with the meaning. What if I told you you could play with things and change your understanding and perception of what something means? Like, power, knowledge is power, power corrupts absolutely. Well, what if religion is power and power corrupts absolutely? What if love is power, power corrupts absolutely? What if time is power and power corrupts absolutely? How would that word be used in its definition to become powerful, and in what context would it reach that magnitude of power and corrupt absolutely? Money is power, and power corrupts absolutely. So, I had a nice analogy of time. When does time become powerful to a point where power corrupts absolutely? When someone steals your time, when someone enslaves you and makes you do their work and they get all the money and your life is gone. When you're put in jail and your time is taken away. That is how time is used as power, and power corrupts absolutely. Now, how does religion become power and power corrupts absolutely? When you use it to control others, consume what they have, and destruction is the outcome. That beautiful little CDC that is an organization, Control of Disease, Center for Disease and Control. What if I told you the CDC could represent control, destroy, consume. Consume, destroy, control. Now, do you see how you could take EOE, equal opportunity of employment, and you could actually make that equal opportunity existence and expand your perception in a benevolent, healthy way. But if you took Center for Disease and Control and you turned it into CDC, consume, destroy, control, or control, destroy, consume, you've taken a thing and you've turned it into its most powerful state, and power corrupts absolutely. What is this about? Balancing knowledge benevolently. When does medicine is power, power corrupts absolutely. Business is power, power corrupts absolutely. What if you took that construct and used it to balance a thing? Places, people, and things is what matters. When does a rock become power, and power corrupts absolutely? When you use it and translate it into money. This ruby is worth $1 million. Well, that's power. Power corrupts absolutely. That rock is 10 pounds and I can crush you with it in the head and fucking kill you. Holy shit, that's power. Power corrupts absolutely. Interesting, huh? You can take the same rock that is a ruby, a 10-pound ruby, and that 10-pound ruby is worth millions of dollars, and that becomes power. Power corrupts absolutely. That's the imbalance. And you could take another 10-pound rock, and it has no value attached to it. But the way you use it is a display of power. It allows you to dominate someone. Well, power corrupts absolutely. So it's how we distort things and the value of those things and the distortions of those values that become corrupted. And corruption is destruction on every level. There's a need to revisit things. When you go to do things, you revisit things. And that's the importance of the 3 healing modalities that I have learned, that I've been guided to use. You understand? 1, what is good? If you want to be benevolent love and you want to stay positive and not let power corrupt you, what value of a thing becomes so powerful that it corrupts you and makes you parasitic, imbalanced, sick? You see what I mean? What value is attached to people, places, and things that gives them power, which is corrupted? You know, a lot of people see this picture that's a self-portrait on my arm, and they don't understand that it's a story. They think it's Medusa. And the story of Medusa is scary. And so I become scary. And then I change their perception. Because I give them a different view, a different value. And it changes their perception. You know, it's how you put a value on the contexts and constructs of things that changes them. And once you reach a level that is power tipping, power is corruption. And, you know, knowledge is power, power corrupts absolutely. See what I mean? So you have to look the balance of things so that they don't meet that value of power that corrupts absolutely. It's a logic trick. But you guys don't learn these things because you're poor. And you either have to seek the knowledge and figure out how to find it, or they offer it to you. And if everybody is given the right Maslow's hierarchy of need, we become very productive, loving creatures. Money is power, power corrupts absolutely. Knowledge is power, power corrupts absolutely. Sex is power, power corrupts absolutely. Pride is power, power corrupts absolutely. How's powerful pride? Competitive leaders are prideful. There is nobody who's in a leader position that's a dominant alpha male who is not cocky and powerful, and they suffer from that sickness and distortion. And if you do not humble yourself, you will not be okay. Your thoughts can cause you harm now, because the age of wielding power was the age of Pisces, and that's over. This is the age of compassion, you understand, and honesty and sincerity, and the age of reckoning, the age of angels, the age of enlightenment. This is the end of the Piscean age. And I beg of you, please, it's not what you know, it's how you know it and the value you put to it that alters it and causes it to be toxic. Hunting is powerful. To hunt is power. Power corrupts absolutely. When does a hunter become so powerful that he corrupts? When does business? Business is power. Power corrupts absolutely. Medicine is power. Power corrupts absolutely. You see, take that as a gauge to balance the value, context, and thought constructs that you use every day. It's more about how you put a thing together than what you say. It's not what you say, it's how you say it that matters. That's why you have all these different ways to teach. Because you can have a guy with the same teaching model as another, but their voice and the way they fluctuate and discuss it puts you to sleep. And they can be reading the very same lesson plan. You can give me one paragraph of the same lesson plan, and how I present it makes it powerful. It's not the information that's powerful. It's how you integrate it, put it together, and present it that makes it powerful. You see? That's the important. Charisma is power, and power corrupts absolutely. You will learn to use this to create balance and pull yourself back in. I'm tired. I'm going to stop here. Because I think it's important that you think and not look. Voice in the Silence by Blavatsky is very, very valuable. Value. If you don't understand the value of the thought constructs you're wielding, then how are you ever going to obtain anything?